Welcome back, listeners. We're diving into the world of Sabrina Spellman today.
Oh, I love Sabrina.
Yeah. You familiar with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina universe?
Oh, for sure. The comics, the show.
Right, right. Well, we've got excerpts from a novel
Yeah.
in that world,
Okay.
and it gets wild. But we're not going to get too bogged down in the actual plot today.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're kind of doing a different thing. We're going to look at how the story uses supernatural stuff, like, trips to hell, cloak triangles, and all that, to explore this deeper question.
Which is,
What is sacrifice, really? Like, what does it actually mean?
oh, I love that. That's a really cool way to look at this.
Right, because it's not just about the drama on the surface.
Definitely not.
It's about the choices these characters make, and they're tough choices.
For sure. Love, loyalty, survival.
Exactly, and right away, you see that with Sabrina's love triangle.
Oh, yeah, that's a mess.
You've got Nick Scratch, a warlock, who does genuinely care for Sabrina.
Okay.
But, and this is the big but, he's possessed by Satan.
That complicates things a little bit.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
So you gotta think, how much are his actions, even the loving ones,
Right.
how much are they really him versus this dark force?
Good point. It's kind of hard to have a healthy relationship when Satan is involved.
Yeah, I think. But then there's Harvey.
Right. Sabrina's mortal friend. Completely heartbroken.
Understandably.
But still wants to help her. And then, to make it even more complicated,
let me guess.
he starts dating Roz, Sabrina's best friend.
Oh no, the drama.
So is Sabrina really in love with both of them?
It's hard to say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously has deep feelings for both of them.
For sure.
But you also gotta wonder if her attraction to Nick, maybe it's also about escaping the regular world.
Yeah, embracing the magic instead.
Exactly. She's the Morning Star Princess, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. But that's more than just a title, right?
Oh yeah, it's not just a nickname. It's a whole prophecy.
Okay, gotta give me some context here. What does that even mean?
So basically, she's Lucifer's daughter. Whoa, hold up. Like, the actual devil.
Yep, the one and only. And the prophecy says she's meant to inherit his power, maybe even rule hell with him.
That's a lot to handle for a teenager.
No kidding. And it creates this huge conflict for her.
Right, like part of her wants that power.
And the acceptance that comes with it?
But she's also scared of the darkness.
Totally. I mean, who wouldn't be?
It makes you wonder if that's why she's drawn to Nick.
You know, the guy possessed by the literal devil.
Maybe it's a way of exploring that dark side.
Yeah, but it's not all about romance and prophecies, is it?
Definitely not. Sabrina decides to rescue Nick from hell.
Brave girl.
But she doesn't do it alone. She forms the Fright Club
I love the name.
with her mortal friends, Harvey, Roz, and Theo.
Okay, so that's where we see that sacrifice theme come in, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just the big heroic stuff,
No.
it's the smaller things too.
Like what?
Well, like Harvey. He puts his heartbreak aside to help.
To save the guy who's basically his rival.
That's some serious maturity.
You think he's doing it for Sabrina, though?
Maybe. Or maybe he wants to prove himself.
Oh, interesting.
Like show her he's the better man.
That's a good point.
Either way, it's a big sacrifice.
Yeah. But it's not just Harvey.
Nope. Roz and Theo face trials too.
Wait, trials like in a courtroom?
Not quite. They're guided by this mysterious lady of the lake.
Okay, I need more info on her.
Yeah, she's a powerful, ancient being.
Sounds intense.
Connected to all the magic of this world.
So like a mentor figure?
Kinda. But more like a gatekeeper.
Okay, a magical gatekeeper.
And she demands a price for her help.
Ooh, there's always a price.
And the trials, they're not random.
What are they like?
Things like retrieving a jewel from shadows
Sounds scary.
and finding a robe woven from feathers.
That's specific.
It's all about confronting their fears.
So it's a journey of self-discovery.
Exactly. But here's the thing.
What's that?
Are they choosing this or is she manipulating them?
Ooh, good question. She's pretty intimidating.
Right. And she knows how to play on their desires.
And their fears.
Yeah, which makes things tricky.
Right, because even with good intentions.
They could be playing right into her plans.
And who knows what those are?
That's the unsettling part.
It's not just a simple hero's journey,
It's a descent into the unknown.
where good and evil, they kind of blur together.
Yeah. And the choices they make, they could have huge consequences.
So we've got this love triangle, this quest to hell.
And then you add in Theo's struggles with his identity.
Yeah, he's dealing with a lot more than just demonic trials.
He's transgender, trying to figure out who he is.
In a world that isn't always accepting.
Exactly. And that's where sacrifice takes on a whole new meaning.
How so?
It's not just about risking your life for someone.
Right.
It's about the sacrifices you make to be true to yourself,
To live authentically.
even when it means facing prejudice and discrimination.
That's powerful.
In Theo's story, it's all about that inner strength.
It's like he wants a different body, but he's taking his time,
Yeah, he'll transition when it feels right,
which takes so much courage.
especially when society, pushes these expectations.
Totally. It's a process, not a finish line.
And this story gets that.
Which is so refreshing, honestly.
But Theo's not alone.
Right.
He's got people in his corner.
Oh, yeah. Zelda Spellman is amazing.
Sabrina's aunt. A total force of nature.
Powerful witch, protective, doesn't care about outdated norms.
Her validating Theo's identity.
That's huge. Coming from her.
Within the magical community, it's a big deal.
She's basically saying, be who you are, screw the rule.
Exactly. And she gives practical advice, too.
Like what?
Encouraging him to wear a dress to the school dance.
Oh, I love that.
Defying expectations. It's about expressing yourself.
And those little acts of defiance, they add up.
Reclaiming your own narrative.
It's not just about magic, though, is it?
No, it's his relationships, too, like with his dad.
Oh, that scene when he comes out to him about dating guys.
So well written.
You feel everything Theo's going through.
The fear, the relief, the joy when his dad accepts him.
Without hesitation. It got to me.
It's that universal desire for acceptance,
It shows that even with witches and demons,
The human stuff still matters most.
oh, small moments,
Family, love, support.
powerful stuff, kind of a bright spot in all the darkness.
Yeah, for sure. But there are other connections, too.
Yeah.
Nick and Harvey, down in hell.
Oh, wow, that's an unlikely pair.
Total opposites at first.
Right, rivals, basically.
Harvey sees Nick as dangerous, manipulative,
Makes sense.
and Nick thinks Harvey's naive, doesn't belong there.
Typical warlock arrogance.
But then, going through hell together,
Changes things.
facing those horrors, it shifts their perceptions.
How so?
Well, Harvey starts to see Nick's vulnerability,
Beneath the surface.
all that pain he carries. His childhood, Amalia the werewolf,
A toxic relationship, for sure.
and Nick, he usually pushes people away,
Hides behind that cool facade.
but he opens up to Harvey.
About what?
His fear of being alone, that
Hmm.
need for connection.
Like they're both stripped bare down there, forced to see each other as people.
Flawed, fragile, but capable of compassion.
It's a powerful message, isn't it?
Even in the worst place, there's understanding.
That shared humanity, it breaks down those walls.
Our prejudices, our pasts,
Doesn't excuse their actions, though.
right, there are still consequences.
Especially with Lilith, now Queen of Hell.
Talk about an unchecked ambition.
She's brilliant, capable, but also ruthless.
Does whatever it takes to stay on top.
It's scary how power can change people.
Is she like that naturally, or did she learn it?
You know, to survive in a male-dominated world.
It's a good question.
And she does care about Sabrina in a twisted way.
Yeah, she sees herself in her, that drive for power.
But that doesn't make her actions okay.
Nope, she still hurts people.
She's a cautionary tale, for sure.
Power is seductive. It warps your view.
And justifies things you'd never normally do.
But while Lilith's all about ambition,
We see Roz being resilient.
facing those visions, the threat of blindness,
The pressures of being a teenager.
she's overcoming so much.
She could give in to fear, but she doesn't.
It's like she's not just accepting her powers.
She's embracing them, even the scary parts.
She's finding her own way through the darkness.
And using what she knows to protect people.
And she's still dealing with regular teenage stuff.
Oh, right. Like the whole thing with Harvey.
People gossiping, saying she's breaking girl code.
High school drama. Even with magic around.
But she stands up for herself,
Doesn't let it get to her.
defends her choices.
Refuses to be defined by others.
You don't have to conform, sacrifice your happiness.
Her strength is inspiring.
It's not always about magic or fighting.
Sometimes it's that quiet courage to just be.
It's a message that runs through the whole story.
Every character facing their own demons.
Finding their strength, fighting for what they believe in.
Harvey's trauma, Theo's identity, Sabrina refusing oblivion.
They're all choosing to face the complexity of life.
Not looking for an easy way out.
It's acknowledging that the journey matters.
The struggles shape us, make us who we are.
And even when it's dark, there's always hope.
It all leads up to Nick taking Lucifer's place.
Yeah, that's a huge sacrifice, right?
To protect Sabrina from damnation.
But is it really that straightforward?
I mean, it seems like pure love.
But you're thinking there's more to it.
It goes back to his past, all that trauma.
Okay, so how does that connect to this decision?
Think about it. Losing his parents, Amalia's abuse.
He's got that deep fear of being alone.
And this desperate need for connection.
Or maybe this sacrifice.
It's heroic, but it could also be
A way of repeating those patterns.
he's choosing to be trapped.
Rather than risk losing Sabrina.
It's sad, but it makes him so much more real.
Yeah, those flaws make him relatable.
And that's what this story does so well.
Takes these huge ideas, makes them human.
Trauma, loss, the messiness of love.
Even with magic and demons, we're all carrying that weight.
And our choices, even the good ones, they're influenced by it.
But Sabrina's horrified by what Nick's done.
Of course. She's terrified, wants to rescue him.
Even defying hell itself to do it.
And that's her sacrifice, isn't it?
Risking everything. Her freedom, her soul.
Not just romantic love, but loyalty too.
That belief that the people she cares about.
They're worth fighting for no matter what.
But we've seen sacrifice has a price.
And for Sabrina, it could be the ultimate betrayal.
You're talking about the Lady of the Lake's offer?
That safe haven, forgetting all the pain.
But also the joy, the love.
Such a tempting escape.
She's so close to saving Nick.
And then this chance to erase it all.
It's like the ultimate temptation.
Oblivion. A life without suffering.
But Sabrina, she's not about easy ways out.
She gets that happiness.
It needs the whole experience.
The good and the bad, light and dark.
Refusing that offer, it shows her strength.
Choosing love with all its risks.
Over that empty comfort.
It's a powerful message.
For anyone tempted by escapism.
That urge to numb the pain, avoid the mess.
Sabrina reminds us, growth comes from facing things.
Embracing those vulnerabilities.
Finding the courage to keep going.
Even when you don't know the way.
And that's what she does. Back into hell she goes.
With Harvey right beside her.
Ready to support her no matter what. That final image, swimming away from Nick.
Choosing the unknown. With Harvey there.
Hopeful and heartbreaking at the same time.
It's the power of connection getting us through.
But so many questions left unanswered.
Will they succeed? What'll they have to give up?
Will love be enough? We may never know.
But that's what makes it stick with you.
Makes you think about your definitions.
Love, sacrifice, what it means to be redeemed.
Confronting human nature, the good and the bad.
Even with magic and monsters.
It's our choices, our connections that matter.
They show us who we truly are.
The journey's as important as where you end up.
The struggles, they give our lives meaning.
And even in the darkest times, there's always hope. So we're wrapping up this deep dive into Sabrina.
It's been a wild ride.
But one last thought for you.
What would you sacrifice for love?
And what price is worth paying for your beliefs?
Keep exploring. Keep asking those questions.
Until next time, dive deep.